As far as saving someone's life, I never ever thought that I'd be involved in that at all, ever.
Ronald Young might look like a paramedic, he's actually a ferryman. And he's also a first responder, a volunteer trained by the Scottish Ambulance Service to provide emergency medicine. In October last year, he received a call.
The address that was given by control was my mum and dad's house, which was very worrying. It gets the old adrenaline pumping when you think it, could be another member of your family. So I headed off just down the road where they live. And as it happened, my uncle, who's up on holiday, he's 70, he was having breathing difficulties and chest pains.
Ronald is just one of over 500 first responders across Scotland. They give up their time to train and be on call, providing emergency treatment for their community while an ambulance is on its way. So why the need for these volunteers? To find out, I've come to Achilty on the west coast, 24 twisty miles from Ullapool. This area is stunning. But given the remote location, dial 999 and it can take a while for the ambulance to get here.
We're 45 minutes from the nearest ambulance, and even after that it's a 2-hour trip to Raigmore Hospital from here if someone needs an ambulance. So we really felt, because of the geography and because of service provision, that we needed to do something here because we're so remote. We've got 17 volunteers out of a community of 300, and people step forward.
By day, David Heaney is an academic at the Centre for Rural Health, researching service provision.
Okay. Hi Linda, can you hear us? Hello?
By night, he's one of Achiltybui's first responders, training with colleagues every week, practicing emergency scenarios.
Seems to have good colour, so I think his circulation is okay.
I don't think any of us really wanted to become first responders. We're doing this because we really felt that we had to do something for the community in terms of provision of primary health care. We found that our National Health Service provision was really pretty precarious until the recent changes, and now it's, at times we feel it's non-existent. We have to do something.
Political debate about health provision was the last thing on Ronald's mind as he ran towards his parents' house.
We took him through to the living room and sat him on the couch, and I'd started ministering oxygen to him. I stepped outside to phone ambulance controlled, and my colleague Marigold had shouted out that he'd collapsed on the floor, and by the time I got in he'd stopped breathing and had gone into cardiac arrest.
How important is what is done in that first few minutes of an emergency?
From the time of the call to the time the ambulance crew arrived is a bit of what they call in the trade a therapeutic vacuum. And what the first responders do is fill that vacuum, if you like, and initiate care quicker. And it literally can mean the difference between life and death.
I started doing CPR, got 3 rounds of CPR into him, and Marigold set up the defibrillator. I gave him 1 shock and 2 more rounds of CPR before his breathing started.
With the stakes being so high, is it fair to expect volunteers to take the responsibility?
Everybody would like an ambulance just round the corner, similar to needing the police when they need the police, or the fire when they need the fire. Unfortunately, that's not possible in every part, and especially up in the more remote and rural parts.
Are you really not just doing something that the health authority should be providing?
Well, certainly there was debate in the community about that, and some people feel that we're helping out the health board by running a service like this and getting them off the hook, as it were. However, we feel that by trying to be part of the solution for health services in remote and rural areas, that we can actually influence things and move it forward.
Maybe 1 emergency every month or 2 months or something like that. To put in full-time staff would cost the public purse an awful lot of money. And we find that this balance is the best way to achieve what we need to achieve.
A 999 call for you.
And if it wasn't for the first responder system, Ronald's uncle would have had to wait longer for help to arrive.
I was getting no response for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, which seemed a long time. And then I says, "John, can you hear me?" And he said, yes. And I thought, well, that's good. This is John. How do you feel? And he said, shite. I thought that was quite good. That was a good sign.
So he owes you one?
Well, he keeps saying that, but I don't drink, so I hope it's a good box of chocolates.